Hearing the press conference yesterday, what do you think? Is this going to do it?
I believe we're beginning to inch toward the kind of urgency and emergency that we need to get to, but we're not there. This is an all-out, everyone in emergency. It's not just all levels of government that need to be involved, all levels of private enterprise, business, churches, nonprofits. We need to step it up. We're still leaving people for far too long. They're being devastated physically, emotionally, mentally, every way. They're being devastated in every way. And the longer we leave people on the streets, the more devastated they will be. And it's beginning to be a danger, especially to the people on the streets, but it's beginning to be a danger to all of us. So again, I want to say this is a FEMA-like, Red Cross-like, National Guard-like emergency, and the call in for federal help needs to be immediate. We cannot leave 44,000 people on our streets without putting all of us in danger.
So I want to delve into that a little bit more in just a second, but I want to sort of get your take on what this money is actually going to do, because you do know. So 124 million is going to do what? How many people is it going to house, and is that going to make a difference?
I saw something about 1,900 more shelter beds. The rest, I asked for specifics from the mayor's office. It was hard to get specifics. It's allotted in several different areas, but if we continue on the path that we're on and the pace that we're on, let's say $527,000 per unit per person, we'll only get 235 units of housing. If we were to take the 124 million and do a sprung structures like the one going up behind Union Rescue Mission, we could put up we could get 7,500 people immediately off the streets, with half of it with sprung structures. That's 120 bunks, air-conditioned heat, and case management. And we could take the other half, as Catherine Barger has proposed, and we could do home ownership in mobile homes, 3 bedrooms, for 1,280 people. So is it 121 or 235 people we get off the streets, or is it multiple times thousands?
You're talking about, more than 10,000 people housed if you do
it
your
in
way.
A wise way.
And sprung shelters, just so that everybody knows, are essentially shelter beds that are not individual housing units, which is what the mayor seems to be proposing. So why do you think that is being proposed as opposed to what you were suggesting?
It's a impractical philosophy that everybody deserves a granite countertop. But this is an emergency. You don't gradually add units of housing while people are being destroyed on the streets. You get everybody under a roof, and then you work on the housing. So I know people deserve more than a $10,000 bunk, right? But it's heated, it's air conditioned, it's safe, and you can do 7,500 with half of the money. That's 15,000 people off the streets this year.
So I want to get into what you mentioned, which is that this is becoming dangerous. We're seeing crime has spiked, homeless people on homeless people, as well as people who are homeless against the general population, for the lack of a better word.
The public is running out of patience. They're getting angry, and I'm in fear for the people who are unhoused, and I'm worried about the housed people being impacted by homelessness.
Do you think, and you touched on this earlier, in the meantime, the attitude towards homeless people, I've heard, and this is just sort of anecdotal, where people are becoming a little bit more scared, they're getting angry because we're seeing more random attacks. What do you think that impact is going to be long term?
I'm very concerned. I've seen people post things like the only way to deal with the homelessness is conceal and carry and stand your ground. I mean, it's becoming hateful and angry, and at a time we need great compassion and action, we're allowing this to fester. We're delaying getting people off the streets, and we're putting all of us in danger.